Hello, welcome to Strength for the Journey for today. Today's topic is He will make it to work together for your good. Romans 8:28 says, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them that are called according to his purpose. Who are the people that love God? John 14:15 says, if you love me, you will keep my commandment. The people that keep God's commandments are the people that love God. So this passage just reminds us of the sovereignty of God, that God is in active control of everything that happens to a child of God that love him, either positive or negative, because he said that he will make all things, that means everything, to work together for good to them that love him. A biblical example is Joseph. Joseph had a dream, had some dreams, and the dream symbolizes that he was going to become somebody in authority, that even his own parents will be bound down to him. But what happened? Before he knew it, he found himself in the pits. Before he could even understand what was going on, he was in the prison. But there was no record at any point that Joseph was bitter or questioning God about what happened to him. He never showed any bitterness towards his brothers, and even the cupbearer that he was able to interpret dreams for got out of the prison, forgot about him. There was no record that Joseph retaliated in any way when he became the prime minister. He was loving God, and God made all things to work, those things that he went through to work together for his good. He eventually became somebody in authority. He eventually got there. His dream realized. A personal example is when we were migrating to the US, the testimony that surrounded our living, our migration, was awesome. Even people that did not know God, that people gave their life to Christ because it was a wide mouth opening kind of testimony. It was a net breaking testimony that surrounded our migration. So we were here, we came with a high faith. Oh, God, did all this for us. And we were just like that. But the state's licensing board for my profession said, as soon as my company brings the set of people in, they have to make them sit for the next examination to get licensed. So we were made to sit for that examination, not prepared. We were not prepared because there was not enough time, and of course we all failed. And then here we are with a baby and no job. How are we gonna pay our bills? And I was questioning God, that, I mean, God, what will it take for you to just let me score two? I was only missing it by just 2 points. That I could, you could have just let it go through, so everything could just be going smoothly, as we were, enjoying God like that. Could just keep going on like that. But it didn't happen like that. But it wasn't several years after that the answer came to me, when there was a reduction in the industry section of the health profession that I was in, that there was no job in that state that I was in anymore. And I was trying to look for a job anywhere I could find job to move to. And this one of the few states that had jobs, and this one that I was going to had the requirements of a passing score. And if I had just barely passed at the first attempt and was just working in that state, I would not be able to move to another state where there was vacancy at that time, because then I would not have the requirements that they needed. So God was watching out for me, even though I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was ahead of me. I didn't know what was coming in the future. And that was how I was able to relocate to that state, because I was able to have the requirement which I passed. At the time I passed, the score I had, I could work in any part of the United States. And I just want to encourage us. There are times that we feel like that God is not coming through for us, or well, we don't see the way that we want God to do the things for us. We question Him and we get discouraged. I just want to encourage us that God is going to make all things, everything that we are going through, to work together for our good. All we just have to do is keep loving him, doing his commandments, and praying. Once we are doing our part, God is working behind the scene to make all these things happening to us to work together for our good. Remember, he said that we should trust in the Lord with all our hearts, and we should not lean onto our understanding, and we should commit our ways to him, and he will direct our path. And one more thing, he makes all things beautiful in his time. Have a lovely weekend. Love you. Bye.